So guys, Franco here and welcome back to Peaceful Seduction. So today's video is going to be a very fun video, very informative, because today we're going to be talking about how to be the bad boy that women really want, okay? So as we know, women are attracted to bad boys, but a lot of men's concern is that they don't want to be a toxic boyfriend. Like they don't actually want to be a bad dude, okay? Like they don't want to be an a-hole. They still want to be kind and, sweet to him, right? And so what I want to say here, first of all, is that men typically come in two different personality types. Either they're the really good guy who they mean well, they have good intentions. Chances are that's you, but they tend to be on the boring side. Women just see them as friends, which is why they get friend zoned. And then we have the other type of guy who is a bad boy. Women are attracted to him, but they are toxic. They break their heart. They make them cry, and then a lot of men, they don't take pride in that, okay? And so, but you still want to go out and attract women, and deep down inside that women are attracted to the bad boy. And so what I want to talk about is how do you be let's say a healthy version of a bad boy. You're still a bad boy, but you're doing it in a more kind, respectful way that has to do with integrity, okay? And so let's get into that, okay? And so I want to talk about what is a bad boy. Like, what does it really mean, okay? And so what I have found out is that here's what it is. A bad boy is a rebel, but not a rebel towards her, okay? Women, as we know, they're core needs and need to feel safe. So they're not actually looking for a guy who's going to be toxic with her. Like they don't actually, a woman who has high self-esteem, she's not going to appreciate or tolerate a guy who is actually being toxic with her, being abusive either physically or verbally, okay? Like women are not going to tolerate that, okay? And so, but you want to be a rebel against society, okay? A rebel against society. And so here's what I mean by this. When we look at all the bad boys, okay, let's talk about like the toxic ones first, and then we're going to get the good part out of them, and then we're going to create our own concept of a bad boy, okay? So when we look at the traditional bad boy, the one that is toxic, what he is that he's breaking the rules, okay? And so here's what's important to know. When we come into this world, we're brought into a society that has a plan already put in place for us, okay? And so when you're young, you go to school, you get good grades, and if you get good grades, hopefully you go to a nice college. If you go to college, you graduate, and then you get yourself a nice job. Once you get a nice job, you pull out a loan so you can have a nice house, get yourself a nice car, and then you get married, and then you have kids. And then you continue working until you get old. And once you get old, you retire, you play golf, and then you die. Okay, and so for a lot of people, that just sounds boring. For the first of all, it's very predictable. It's already scripted. So it's like, why would we want to live a life that's already scripted? There's no spontaneity in that. Okay, and so what a bad boy does is he basically gives a middle finger to society's plan. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to become a doctor. I'm not going to become a lawyer. I'm going to become my own thing. I'm going to become a musician, a rock star, do their own thing, right? Dress in their own way. They're not gonna wear, politically correct button-up shirts. They're gonna have their own crazy rock star style, or maybe streetwear, whatever the case may be. Okay, so they're probably gonna be cussing. They're gonna be doing all this and that. Maybe they want to drive like a motorcycle instead of a car. And so these are men who are just very rebellious. They're not gonna take orders from society. They're not gonna live according to society's plan. Okay, and so that is what they do. But in being so rebellious, they take it too far to the point where they're mistreating their girl. Maybe they're sleeping around, or they're just cussing at them. They're being emotionally abusive. Maybe they're being narcissistic. Okay, and so what you want to do is, women do love that rebellious spirit. They do love a man who is going against society. And so here's what I want to say. If you want to be a bad boy, the bad boy that women want, but you want to do it in a healthy way, the word you want to look at is authenticity, okay? Authenticity, okay? And so here's what you must know. Bro, like there's 8 billion people on the planet, and we are all uniquely different. There are no two human beings who are the same. We are 100% different. So it makes no sense for any human being to tell another human being how to live their life. We do not know what's best for another person. We don't know what's in their best interest. We don't know what their heart wants, what's their heart's desires. We don't know what their talents are, what they want to dedicate themselves to. We don't know what their purpose is. So who are we to tell another person how they should live their life, okay? And yet we come onto this planet, we come into the society that already tells us to be doctors, to be lawyers, to be architects, okay? And so you do want to be a rebel, but you're not being a rebel in order to be an a-hole, okay? I'm on YouTube, I can't cuss. You don't want to be a rebel in order to be an a-hole, just, giving the middle finger to people. You want to be a rebel in order for you to live out your authenticity. Chances are you did not come to this planet to be a doctor, to be a lawyer. Maybe you did, but chances are you didn't, okay? You're probably put on this planet for your own reasons, okay? And so, for example, when I was younger, I tried going to college. I dropped out twice because I just knew that wasn't my purpose, okay? I knew my purpose was to become a dating coach, okay? And so I dropped out and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. And then I started studying dating advice and all that. And now I'm a dating coach, okay? And so I was not a rebel. I didn't just drop out of college just to be like the cool guy. I did that because it just wasn't my truth, okay? So you want to be following your truth. In order to follow your truth, you need to be a rebel. You need to tell people no. Whether it's your parents, I am not going to be a doctor, mom and dad. I am not going to be a lawyer, mom and dad. Or you drop out of college or whatever the case may be, okay? So once you start living out your truth, naturally you're going to be rebellious. And so women are going to like that about you, that you're not just taking society's orders. And in following your truth, you're going to be actually a very happy person because now you're doing the things that you enjoy. Me being a dating coach, I really, really love this. It makes me very happy to help out men. And so once you start following your truth, you're actually a very happy person. Once you're very happy, you find that you're very kind to people. And then you're going to be this guy who is treating women well. All that happiness you have, now you're a full cup. You're going to be sharing that water with other people, right? And so when you find that by following your truth, being authentic, you're going to be a lot kinder to people because you're just happier overall. And at the same time, you're being this rebellious guy who women really are attracted to, okay? So that is how you become a healthy bad boy, okay? So it's not about just being toxic. It's not about being rude. It's not about just giving the middle finger to everybody out there. It's not about being abusive to women physically or verbally or emotionally. It's about literally just following your truth, okay? So you got to take the time. I always recommend, if you really want to get to know yourself, get a journal, get a notebook, pen and paper, and just ask yourself, first off, ask yourself, who are you not? Because it's a lot easier to find out who you're not. I am not a doctor. I am not a lawyer. Maybe you don't know who you are, but at least start out by knowing what you're not. You're not a doctor, not a lawyer, not an architect. Over time, that's going to lead you, by process of elimination, it's going to lead you to find out who you really are, okay? Once you find out who you are, then you get hardcore with that and you start saying no to people, to society, to mom and dad, to whoever, okay? And then you start living out your truth. Once you start living out your truth, you find yourself a lot happier, a lot more fulfilled. You can become a lot kinder to people. And then you're just going to have healthy relationships, okay? So that's literally all it is. You don't need to talk loud. You don't need to be dressed in black all the time. Just follow your truth, and it's literally that simple. And that is how you become the bad boy that women really, really want, okay? And so that's the video for today. As always, at the end of my videos, I like to invite people. If you are looking for one-on-one coaching, you enjoy my coaching style, then do know that you can sign up for my coaching, one-on-one coaching. All I ask is that you be coachable, you be a man who can take action, you be a man who can hear some harsh truths, some harsh reality, because a lot of men need a harsh reality check. If you can't tolerate tough love, if you can't take action, then by all means, I welcome you to take up my coaching. So I'm going to leave the link down below. Schedule your 30-minute one-on-one call with me, and we'll talk about whether or not it makes sense for us to work together, right? So as always, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. All the best to you.